Good morning. This is Coach Moxie. Welcome to Team Moxie Six Figure School. I'm super excited. The last time we were dealing with the question, you're an entrepreneur and you are broke. You're asking yourself, how? Why? What happened? What was the dream that was painted for you? How come you left a job? How come you left something? How come you said you deserved more? And yet you can't even get at all, let alone more. Can't even get at all enough, or then we talk about getting more. I get me. So we're going to look further into that. We started with defining what entrepreneurship is and what it is not. Now I want to take you into an action plan, something that would give you real results almost immediately. Now we started with aligning some of the wrong approach, action that people take. People take 100% action in entrepreneurship, but the compensation tells us the ratio of the action. I showed you guys that action comes in ratio, and people do not take the same ratio of action. That is why their compensation differs, not because of the opportunity, but because of their action. Now, regardless of being an employee, self-employed, business owner, investor, those titles do not tell us your income. It tells us your action, because it is your action that defines your income, your action. And I began with talking about employers. Employee can actually go for more, which is what entrepreneurship is. But the approach, traditional approach to getting more will work for him or her. Are you getting it? And then I explained to you guys in the last video why it doesn't work, because they do it, the action, the way they approach the action is like one who is still being paid out by another person, like in a job scenario. Okay, now the thing we're going to look into right now, assuming you are saying, okay, I'm not quitting, I need to figure this thing out, is the first thing you need to do. Remember, entrepreneurship is not about, I told you guys there are four real basic way of getting income, regardless of whether you're an entrepreneur or not. One of which is profession, skill, talent, or hard work, muscle work, lifting, pushing ourselves like that. I did point that out, and I told you guys, now income will surely come to you if you have gotten any one of those four things straightened out: a profession, a skill, talent, or hard work. Any one of them will get you income. Are you getting me? But the decision to be an entrepreneur is not really about getting income. It's getting enough, getting just the right compensation for the kind of thing you bring to the table. Maybe you're a professional and there's an exceptional way you do things. There's a way you push the limits. There's a constant push of the limit, constant redefinition of how things work. There is something about creativity in your work. There is something about excellence. Are you getting me? Now those things deserve more, and you should get more, but more. Okay. Now more has a system of it works. It starts with getting the action right, but then again, now it is a focus on the income, on the reward, the compensation, not just the action, not just the opportunity, but the compensation. Not just the opportunity, but the compensation is a total and incredible, a high focus on that. That means you should have straightened out the opportunity. You should have defined it, should have had it done and dusted, and then you begin to walk into, how do I get it paying me? How do I get it paying me the right amount, the necessary amount, the amount that makes it worth all the hustle? So let's start with figuring out and getting the opportunity done and dusted. Regardless of what industry you are coming from, I don't care what industry, and I don't care what channel it is, maybe a profession, maybe a skill, maybe a talent, maybe hard work, I muscle work, whatever it is, you need to have a product. is important. Go and check any successful business, any business that the owners are worth millions, billions, that are worth any significant. Go and check those people you really dream to be. They have are working with products. I tell you, product is an essential definition of success in entrepreneurship. Product is non-negotiable. You have to define, you have to get your product. I didn't say you should go and manufacture, but I say you should have, because you got skill. Maybe your channel is a skill, maybe it's a profession, maybe it's talent, maybe it's muscle work. If you go into entrepreneurship, you're saying that you have mastered your trade, you have come to that point where you could tell the process, where you know the journey from the problem to the solution for a consumer. You know it right, left, and center. You know it upside down. You could actually reproduce it in a complete novice. Now you are actually touching a product. Why are you guarding it? Why are you making it seem as if it has to be all you? It has to be coming from you. Except if not you, it won't work. Why are you making it like that? How are you going to make income? How are you going to be compensated if you approach this thing like this? Now let me get you down with the thing about product. Remember, I said products. You need to have 5 to 12 products. 5 to 12 products that leave you every 30 days. 5 to 12 products. 5 to 12 products. Now let's go with the definition of product. A product is, from the dictionary, it's called any tangible or intangible good or service that is a result of a process and that is intended for delivery to a consumer or end user. Any tangible or intangible goods or services that is a result of a process, that is a result of a process, that is a result of a process. Now it's here that is a result of a process that is intended for delivery to a consumer or end user. Get the definition. Said any intangible or tangible goods or services that is a result of a process. Look at what you do today. You can define the junctions from the problem to the solution. Every single thing you do, right? Good. Now you're an expert. Now you're the guy to go to. Now you deserve more. Are you getting me? He said it's a result of a process. A product is a result of a process. Something that comes out because there is a process. There's a chain of events. There's a way. There's a procedure. There is a flow that moves it from a problem to a solution. Are you getting me? Now let me walk into some of the projects I've done for people, because I do want you to have valid, strong results. Some of the projects I've done for people, the results and stuff like that. Now we're still coming back to figuring out the relevant skill sets. We're coming to that. Now let me show you something. Now look at this chart on the screen. I want you to work. You can screenshot it. Anything you want to do, download it, screenshot it, anything. It has on the screen. Now it shows you the types of product there are, that the basic type of categories of product you will find on the vertical side of the screen. Are you getting me? And on the horizontal side of the screen, you will see the features, the common definitions of it. Now the condiment that makes it up. Now on the vertical side of the screen, you're going to be seeing tangible B2C, that's business to consumer, a product living from a business to the consumer. It has a tangible B2C goods. You see, I repeated that. Then you will see intangible B2C goods. Then you will see intangible. So sorry for that. Tangible B2C goods, tangible B2B goods, tangible B, that's business to business, that's solution moving from business to another business. Now tangible intangible B2C goods, intangible B2B goods. Then you have tangible B2C services, tangible B2B. Now that's business to consumer, business to business. This is the basic categories of products in the market. Basic categories of product. How it looks is affected by the process and the things that the features that come up with it, the basic things that the consumer is going to say, is going to use to define its value. Are you getting me? Then you see that on the horizontal side of the screen, see durability, non-durability, raw materials, OEM, that's originally original equipment fitted into the manufacturing of another product. Now you see machineries, you see maintenance solution and spare parts and spares and tools, you see operational solutions, you see lease, full ownership, partial ownership, you see manpower, you see machine powered, you see natural powered. I get it. Now I'm going to use a typical example to show you this. Now we're going to come back and mark these things out. You see how you move. Whatever you are doing, maybe you're welding, maybe you are a computer guy, maybe you're a graphic designer. I'm going to use all kinds of examples, projects I've done, some of the projects I've done, the things I did to give these people. But why do you need a product? Before we jump further, why do you need a product? For one is this, it's almost impossible. How satisfied are you every time you deal with a consumer? You've been selling them your skill, your profession, your talent, your hard work. Now that is not driving you anywhere, simply because listen, the reason why it's not driving you where you ought to be is very simple. Is because now they cannot tell how much that goes into it to be delivered. They cannot. It will be impossible for you to communicate how much value that goes into that thing. I get it, like you deliver to them at the end of the day. So they're going to price you crazy. They're going to want to eat you hard. I get me. That's the sense of having a product. That's number one. Secondly, it tells the consumer you know them. You've gone out of your way to serve them in an unusual way. Are you getting me? It tells the consumer a lot about you. The consumer says, okay, this guy is trusted. Whatever he does is reproducible, is duplicable. This is not guesswork. It can be delivered regardless of his input. He has come to a point where you have a result that is going to be delivered all the time, same effect, regardless. Are you getting me? Of whether it is him in person or not. I guess all kinds of things that goes into it. It shows really that you deserve the compensation you are gunning for. So let's dive into something I wanted you to see. Okay, I defined a few things here. Raw materials, that's in the chart. Raw materials are directly consumed in the manufacturing process and may or may not change their form during the manufacturing process. Then we see OEM, that's original equipment fitted into the final product, and they are purchased from other manufacturers. Tires of automobiles, speedometer, computer, processors, compressor, and air conditioner, stuff like that. Then you have machineries. I also define that for any industrial production, machinery needs to be installed. This machinery is purchased once at the beginning of the production and is a recurring requirement. Now you see manufacturing, maintenance products and maintenance solutions for ease of absorption, maintenance solutions, spare parts and tools. Then you see the products that are required to keep the machinery in working condition. You see operational supplies. This I also wrote in operational solutions. Now it includes items like lubricants, stationaries required to run the capital equipment. Now, amazing as all these things are, are you getting me? Let's dive into actual work. Let me show you something. Let me take you into my work, some of my work. So I had this client, and this particular client came to me. He's into video production. I had another client in fashion industry. I had another client in graphic designer. I had these are examples I'm going to be using in this particular training. So the first client, the one in video production, he told me this. He said, man, God, video production is amazing. I do music production, I do adverts. And I asked him how much does he charge. He told me really somewhere around 200,000 up. I get him now. It was like, man, meeting a consumer is very frustrating. He's an entrepreneur. Started his team. I get him, which is the guru now. So it was like meeting a consumer is very frustrating. The way they will price, they don't even know how much work goes into this, how much that needs to be hired, how much that needs to be gotten. I mean, things that are still need to outsource, how much money goes into that simple video, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 seconds, and they just think it's just 30 seconds. And by the time you think, there's no way you explain to them and they buy it. I mean, there's no way you get that discussion going and they really appreciate those things. I mean, they just price you, and then when you call a price like this, they think you're just being overly high. No, you're not. And it was having sporadic clients, that's to say client that comes every now and then. That's not entrepreneurship. Are you getting me? And it was also having another issue. They also have to be recommended. So that means he's not the one who's getting the job. He's just being recommended, which means the person recommending has a share. So all these things goes into how he prices his clients, and you could imagine how jobs will look for him. And this guy is extremely good at what he does. So he met me and I said, okay, let's do something. Can I give you a product? You have a shelf but nothing is on it. That's why you are being frustrated being an entrepreneur. Can I put something on your shelves? So when we do that, then we can focus on we can now go and get people to buy it. Is that okay? Because you cannot control the pricing of your profession, of what you do, but you can control the price of a product. Are you getting me? When the economy changes, when something changes, all you really need to do is launch another product. Adjust the price. It's just a product. But when you change the price of a profession, of a skill, you begin to have problem with consumers. But if you release a new version of a product with changes, with adjustments, are you getting me? And it's better that we're entering the market as an entrepreneur. So let's get into that. Let me show you something. Okay, this video is probably going to be a bit longer, but let me show you. Let me start from where I started. The first thing I do when you come to me is very simple. I start here. Now, as good as what he was doing was, he still didn't have what I call an idea of what he's really doing. He knows he's skillful. He knows he loves designing, coming up with concepts and ideas and solutions for connecting to consumers using videos. I get him. He knows he's good at that. He knows that, but he's not yet an entrepreneur, man. Because I asked him, where is the vision of what you're doing? And by the way, the company is registered already. So where is the vision? Can you give me a sentence that tells me what you are up to? Like, it's crazy some of the things that entrepreneurs do in the name of entrepreneurship. I tell you, very painful, very crazy. So look at what I did for the person. I came up, I defined what he does. I sat down with him, asked him a couple of questions. He told me a lot of stories, told me some of his history, how he started. So by the time we were done, told me more about the kind of people he likes to work with and stuff like that. And I took all of those input and I gave him a definition of his business. His name is Brown Up Digital. Then I took it out. I said, Brown Up Digital is a media solution for this firm designed with simple focus on creating, amplifying, managing elements used in driving brands, marketing, and business goals, such as building awareness, creating an emotional connection, conveying distinguishing attributes, gain credibility and trust, achieve buyer's preference for our client business. All of those stuff, I did that from listening to him, listening to his consumers, because when I was done with him, I went to listen to his people. He told me the big kind of people he wanted to work with, so I went to listen to them. Now, found them everywhere, on social media, every single place, I listened to them. Now, the next thing I did is I had to come up with a vision. Are you getting me? So, the vision part is not always funny, but I had to come up with it. So, look at what I did. You can ask me for the document, I'll give it to you. I did that, and then I figured out the target industries also. Where are these people? Where are they? Who needs what he's offering? The vision. Who is in the circumference of his vision? Which industry are in the circumference of this vision, and what he is as a business? I had to define those industries, and quite many. And I told him the approach will be one at a time, so that you have significant success. I let him know. So next thing I did was, what is the primary media channel focus? If what he's doing has to be expressed, but for him and the consumer, where are they going to? What is the channel? What is the primary channel? And it was internet and television. I get him, because it's about being seen. I mean, anything now in advert space that is not seen cannot create any impact. No matter how good it still needs a place where it can be seen, right? So now I also went further, defined that I can send you the document letter, you can request for it in the video. Now when I was done with this, the next thing I did a couple of other things, which I'm going to tell you when I work. I'm going to tell you those things when I show you the other things, other stuff I've done for other people. Now what I simply did was I took all of that and I began to work on something for him. Look at what I did. Now I took all of that, came up with packages for him, came up with products for him. Now look at this. If you look at the screen, you see the write-up. You see this is me coming up with the product. Now I'm going to tell you some of the things I also did to arrive here, but work with me. Look at this. Here's the lowdown. You likely fall into one of two categories: someone who knows exactly what they want from a social media service, or someone who has no idea what to look for. Our sort of strategy packages are perfect if you want a stunning setup where you can implement your own brand on social media management. Now we'll give you the tools to do it. We also offer full services, all of the write-ups. Let me get down to the place where I wasn't speaking English. So now the first category of product I came up for here was content. I first of all defined content design and development packs. So here is where I was defining. Under it we had media packs. Sorry. The content media design and development. But when I came up with it, he said he wasn't into, because that was mostly elements like graphic elements. I get him. So he said he was not in that space. That's why I left it. I left in definition in progress. I get him. Now I went down to media packs. Now when I got there, the first category was the video packages. Now we search and create different size video to determine what you need. These packages were designed to help you grow your business, tell your stories, and stand out. Now people's attention span are getting shorter these days, so we focus on creating short, compelling videos that will grab their attention, suck them in. They are the movie trailers to what your business or brand does and stands for. These videos gives you the opportunity to be heard. Now these are two packages I gave him. 30 seconds promo video, called it the Storm. 60 seconds promo video, called it Outlook. 2 minutes promo video, called it Expression. Look at this. Watch this. Look at the product description of 30 seconds, the Storm. This is the best if you are looking to promote a product, service, upcoming event. Sorry. This is the best if you are looking to promote a product, service, upcoming event, or create your first video ad on Facebook or Instagram. Now look at this. Up to 4 hours filming, 10 video stills, 5 BTS photos, that's behind the scene photos, one version. It was the one to do the pricing. I get me. Or of course I can do the pricing for him, but then I was going to figure out a couple more things for me to come up with the pricing that works for him. But I allowed him to do it because I was doing it for a friend anyway. It wasn't really because I was doing it professionally to be paid, because this was serious work. I get him, so I allowed him. Now look at the Storm. Look at the Outlook 60 second promo video. This is for the one who is ready to tell the story and start giving their business or brand an identity. 1 minute is the perfect size to grab people's attention. Then look at this. Up to 9 hours filming, 15 video stills given to you, 8 behind the scene photos given to you, one shorter version, which is you get 30 seconds video promo, video advert 2 coupled coming with the 1 minute video advert 2. That's for your Instagram. Now I allow them to do the pricing. Then also for expression, you can, now let me move down to the rest. Then we have further description of it. I can send you this document if you want it. Now then I went further. I also defined some of the areas these things are for. If you're looking for promo advert for your training videos, software, intro video, all of those stuff. I was defining all kinds of things for him in this document. Then I came to music video production and packages, and then I came up with 3 products also for his shelf. We had 3 minutes music video, we have 4 minutes music video, we have 5 minutes music video. Then the names were Get the Feel, Hit Them Up, Eagles Flights. Now look at this for the Get the Feel. This is for the artist or brand who has a shorter song but wants to create a video that packs a punch. We get right into the song and story. Now we have up to 6 hours film in 2 locations, 10 video stills, and 5 behind the scene photos. Now he does the pricing for that. Now we have Hit Them Up and we have Eagles Fly. You can read that. You can pause the video to read that. I don't want to spend so much time this can. Then we have photo packages where I began to have photography, and we have the pickup, fireworks, intrusion. That's what the product I gave to him. 20 photos, 30 photos, 50 photos. Look at the pickup. He said this is a great starting point. Maybe you only need a handful of professional headshots, announcement photos, or want to capture some holiday family photos for cards. Then 1 hour session, 1 location, fireworks, 30 photos. I get him in, and he does the pricing. Then this catastrophe, then we have wedding video packages. Say we have the Splash, we have Sparks, we have Timeless. I getting it. Now let me give you. I can send you this is for the bride or the groom who are on a budget for Splash, but still want to relive their day. You'll be amazed at how many adorable moments we can fit into 2 minutes video. Now he did the pricing, so let me show you what he did. So I gave him the document, told him go get a graphic designer, get something, turn it into a brochure. I get it. And you see, now you have products on your shelf. As an entrepreneur, this is what it is all about, man. He knows his game, but he does not have a product, man. You can't sell a skill. It's crazy selling that. So when he went back to do the graphics, look at what he came up with. So he did this. He said he did this. He hasn't even put his logo. Okay, this Brown Up Digital. He did this and then sent it back to me for me to see. And look at this. He did this. Incredible, right? Yeah, you can pause the video to watch it. I don't want to spend forever trying to point that out. I get me, but this is it. Okay, now let me show you something else, because now I'm showing you somebody who is into media. Let me go back and show you entrepreneurship. Starting with the product, with somebody from fashion, somebody from graphic design. I get me. These are probably many of the things, and this reason why I'm showing you this is because these are people who tend to think that you can't have a product if you are actually rendering a service. You should have a product, especially when you're rendering a service. So let's go back to that. Let me go back to my document on that. Where do I start? Okay, let me start with the one of fashion. I want to show you quick things, quick realities. Now, like I said, I always start with the vision. Project name, I won't come up with the name of the business anyway, because the person left the entire thing to me and was like, if you figure it out, I put my money in it. Said okay, like challenges like that. So look at this vision: helping millennials to become more confident in today's society through image enhancing fashion products and services, which is really what fashion is all about. Fashion is about working on the confidence. I get me. Fashion is not, you're beautiful, you're smart, you're intelligent. I get me. You're already endowed with things, but look at where fashion comes in. You don't know that. You are not aware of these things. Too many things happen in life to literally cause you to forget how intelligent you are, how beautiful you are, how smart you are. Too many things happen in life. Just too many things, I tell you. Too many things happen in life. So because there are too many things that really do happen in this life, I getting it? And people tend to forget so many really fast. I getting it? So like the dictionary definition of confidence is being very sure of or positive about something, being very sure of or positive about something. So fashion is that item, that product, that service, that stuff that enhances whatever you have, forcing you to come to its awareness. I getting me? It brings out whatever you have, it forces you to come to its awareness. So you're smart. I getting me? Take for instance, you're smart but you go to an interview dressed somehow. That dressing is already killing your awareness. You're going to be intelligent, but you're going to keep looking down on yourself saying, I getting me now? So this is it. So this is really what fashion is all about. So I took that and I started defining the stakeholders who affects what the product will be, who affects the endpoints. So the customer, you can see that I began with customer profiling, went further into geographics, demographics, stuff like that. I can give you all of that, but not for let me just finish teaching. Then I went into the opportunities that make these people buy. Where is that opportunity? So I actually found like 4 opportunities really. I mean the big ones. While relationship first, then we had let me go down fast. We have learning, we have work, and then we had public functions and spotlight. Okay, public functions and okay, that's kind of like a 4. These are the 4 areas that create the opportunity, the demand for fashion. I get in relationship, learning, work, and public function, public exposure. Now when we went there, look at what I found out. Now look at this relationship fair, because relationship always creates opportunity for confidence fluctuation due to a host of emotional and social strains that pull on this fair. Fashion offers more open and accessible options for dealing with opportunities like this one. Yes. So I broke it down, I did my research, and also found that there are actually 4 stages in this fair. Actually 4 stages. Every relationship moves through these stages of initial meeting, initial attraction. I get me. That's the first impression. Then we have curiosity, interest, and filtration. This is where we are doing qualification. After the initial contact with this is what we do in qualifications. Where this is the stage of relation where you guys are trying to qualify each other, know whether you are right for this, right for that. I guess. Then you have enlightenment and becoming a couple. This is where you guys have done with qualification. You guys are not for qualification and validation. Now you guys are trying to get something rolling. I get me. Then there is the last part where you have commitment. You have come to that point where you say, okay, let's see this thing, let's get serious about, let's look into a future for this. I get me. Now all of these stages has a demand on fashion. Trust me, the clothes you wear when you do the first impression is not the same thing as when you guys are doing validation, you guys are doing qualification, and not the same as when you guys are now moving past that, coming to okay, let's give each other a chance. I get me. And then you guys are moving to, all right, let's look at the future for this. It's different. Why? Because it's not that you wear different clothes for that. Is that the confidence, the fluctuation, the opportunities that these opportunities create a lot of fluctuations in your confidence. So your clothes is how you reinvest in your awareness of who you are, what you bring to the table, and stuff like that. So take for instance, let me show you this. Let me go down to work. So in a work fair, we had leadership, people who are in leadership role. We had people who are internal players working almost in the office, indoors, and external players always on the move. I get me. So these are 3 categories we found there, and all these categories became, because the lady I was doing this for becomes our shelf. I get me. Becomes our shelf. Products are going to come in under this just like that. Now look at this. Because you guys go selling Gucci clothes, go selling all of it, and you guys are having poor inventory, poor sales. Why? Because you guys do not know that when anything aside from something that expresses your vision is a raw material. I get it. You need to take those clothes and come up with the products. I mean, come up with redefine. I get it. Redefine, recreate. Come up with something that is you. You are never gonna go all out if it is not you, your own. I get it. So look at this. Let's take for instance the work leadership role. Now when we looked further, we also found out something about these clothes. People do not buy these clothes because of the texture, because of the color, because of the material, the quality. No. They bought this clothes for because they were buying to satisfy their confidence demand. So they were buying the different buying decision we found. And when we looked further into that, look at what we found. We found out that every single cloth. Go check your clothes. And this is for ladies anyway. Every single, go and check it, has these features, all of them. Take one cloth, you will find all this in it. All this sexy, elegant, formal, and casual. Let's go to my internet. Let me show you this cloth on the screen now. Okay, let's take this cloth. This cloth now, right now, has sexy, elegant, formal, and casual. All of them. This cloth has these features. Somebody's going to tell me, wow, what? No, it's not true. It is. But watch this. Now, it has all four of these in ratios. I get it. It has all four of these things in ratio. And let me show you the ratio. Let me show you, because I want you to see wonders. Let me show you the ratio. Let's go back to my work. We had moderate, we had minimal, moderate, high, and extreme. Each one of them. Minimal, moderate, high, and extreme. Now these are the ratios. I get it. That these features are showing up. Sexy, elegant, formal, and casual. They are coming in ratios in that clothes. Now if we go back to this clothes, now we're trying to make a decision for someone who's in leadership role. A lady looking to buy a clothes, and she's basically because a lot of confidence demand, I get in when you're in leadership roles, and your clothes goes a long way. I get in. So listen. Now we're making a clothes decision for somebody who is in leadership role. Now watch this. If that clothes is going to be used to attend the leadership function at the office where you're the CEO or something, but you're coming as a leadership function, is in a business, is a business or something. I get it. Look at this. Sexy should be moderate, maybe high, but moderate. I get it. Elegance should be extreme, man. Extreme. Elegance should be extreme. Formal should be high. Yeah, high to extreme, high. Now casual should be minimal, like minimal. It should be. So if we know that sexy should be moderate or high, in fact moderate, let it not be high, moderate, but you also want to kill the attention. Like attention needs to be on you, man. Are you getting me? So it should be moderate, maybe high. Elegance should be extreme, like extreme. Should be extremely elegant, moderately sexy, extremely elegant, moderately sexy. Are you getting me? Then we talk about high, formal. It should be highly formal, right? And then minimally casual. Now let's go back to the internet and see something about a clothes for a leader. Now if you look at this clothes, it's sexy here is moderate. We're showing up the curves and stuff like that, but then elegance here is just moderate. It's not for a leader. Formal here is really high, like high extreme. I get it. And it's casual is minimal, like minimal. But this is not for a leader. This is not for somebody in the leadership role. So what is for somebody in the leadership role? Let's look for that. Take for instance this clothes. This clothes now. You can do the analysis. You guys go thinking you buy. You don't. Okay, even if you bought because of the color and the texture, you don't wear because of the color and the quality, because you are going to show up in places that are going to fluctuate your confidence. You want something giving you that added boost on your confidence. I getting me? So you're always going to want to feed your confidence. So this is how you wear clothes. So we said, why not come up with product categories that are attending to these ways. So now when we do these things, now we can come up with products. We can take a clothes from the market and give it a name, put it in the product category. So when somebody comes to the website and they fill out a form quickly, we direct them to the shelf that attends that need. I get me? They book a consultation and we just say, okay, what's it? Now you can pick this thing personal. You have a blog, you have a website and e-commerce. Then you have an option for someone to book an appointment, so you guys can get the person what they really want. So you ask specific question because now you know your product category. Now you know what the problem is. Confidence. I get him. So you get the person to this increases the rate of closing, buying, man. This is what entrepreneurship is. Now I'm stopping here. I wanted to go further than this, but I cannot go further than this because I've eaten into my time, your time, my time, your time. So thank you so much. I hope this thing actually changes your life. I hope this gets you a little more information. This is Coach Mogsy. In the next video, I'm gonna be showing you, this is Coach Mogsy. In the next video, I'm gonna be showing you crazy things, further things about getting yourself from being broke as an entrepreneur to having money. Now I'm a network marketer, but I like to help. I like to be the one who got you that aha. Yes, this is it. Let's get into action. I want you to have money, man. I want you to have income. I guess if you want me to do this for you, there's a link that will come with this video. Book an appointment, man. Book an appointment. Let's talk. Let me hear your story. Let me hear from you. Let me get to know what's going on. I want to help. I absolutely, totally want to help you today. I want to help you. Book an appointment with me. Let's talk, okay? Let's talk. Let me, my people, let's talk with you. Let's work with you. Let's get you money. I know if I get you money, you will do business with me, right? If I can get you money in what you're doing, and you will do business with me in what I'm doing, right? So come on, let's do something. Come on. Thank you. Have a wonderful blessed day. Thank you. I love you. Peace.